Well, we gotta talk about it. First of all, I'd like to thank EA for sending me a code for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's a game that I've been looking forward to very, very much, but if you saw yesterday's video, you know I was talking about some of the pre-release content and some of the pre-release reception as far as the PC performance goes was looking fairly dicey, and now that the game has been officially released and a wider array of players are able to test out the game, I've been able to play the game. I've put 5 hours into the game, and I don't game like that a lot these days. Like, for me to have a 5-hour playtime on a game in a single day, that's kind of difficult these days for me. 2 to 3 hours is where I max out at, but I was so excited for Jedi Survivor, man. The follow-up to one of my favorite games of 2019, Fallen Order, and so far, let's talk about the game itself. The game is fantastic. For the 5 hours I've played, this is an improvement upon Jedi Order from a gameplay standpoint. It looks great from a visual standpoint in a lot of areas. I wouldn't say it's the best next-generation title I've seen, but it's a fairly good-looking game, and the combat is refined, the stance switching is great, and I am having a great time as far as the gameplay, the content of the game itself goes. However, we all know what this video is about, and that is the atrocity of the performance that is just so depressing. So first of all, just to give some background, I am playing on a Ryzen 7 3700X and an RTX 3080 with 16 gigabytes of RAM. I know, I should have 32 gigs of RAM, yada, yada, yada. The game's recommended of 16 gigabytes. I have 16 gigabytes. Nevertheless, the preset for the game set it to the second highest. I believe it's called high, and then it goes to epic. So I was playing at high for a little while, had the GeForce overlay on, and obviously my GPU nor my CPU was being fully utilized. And then I was like, okay, well, my frame rates are dipping a little bit. It never got to the point of where it was sheerly unplayable. Again, when I say playable, unplayable, that is incredibly subjective terminology. For some people, dipping below 40 frames per second is unplayable. For some people, dipping to 20 frames per second is playable. You know, playable versus unplayable, that doesn't really mean a lot. To me, when it gets unplayable is when it gets down sub 20 FPS regularly and there's a ton of stuttering going on. A ton of stuttering really makes it unplayable for me. At the stage that Jedi Survivor is, my experience with it, I would put it in the playable category. For some people, it is going to be sheerly unplayable, but let's not mince words here. This game is an atrocity of a PC version. There was a day one patch released. I have the game completely updated and I've still tried it out. There are times where the game runs really, really well, and then when you get to the open fields and whatnot, that's when I notice it really starting to dip, and you're talking, you know, getting to the 35, 40 frames per second range regularly. By the way, 1440p epic settings is what I'm playing at. I upped it to epic from the high setting that it was defaulted at. I didn't notice a performance difference that I could really, that was really impacting my gameplay when I upped it to epic. So I was like, alright, I'll just leave it at epic. And from what I've read from other people's experience, that seems to be the general consensus, that tinkering around with the settings really isn't doing much for them anyway. I tried to lower the resolution to 1080p to see if that would help performance at all. Did jack all. Up the settings to epic at 1440p, did jack all, but I was like, okay, I'm getting better visuals now, I guess, so I'll just keep playing it at epic. Everybody's performance seems to be a little bit varied. I've heard people getting crashes and whatnot. I've also heard that people with super high-end PCs, RTX 4090s, 32 gigs of RAM, or even 64 gigabytes of RAM, top-of-the-line CPUs, everything like that, they are having trouble running this game. So it's not just an issue of, like, me having 16 gigs of RAM or anything like that. And again, I would say that my experience, again, is playable, and I am not one of these people that needs the world out of every PC version. Would I like it? Sure. Do I appreciate it? Sure. I can appreciate when a game like, let's say, Atomic Heart comes out. That's a game that recently came out. Not my favorite game in the world, but the PC version itself I thought was really, really well done, and my performance in that game was fantastic. I can definitely appreciate that, but I just understand that if I'm gonna be gaming on PC, I can't have that expectation for every game. It's just not realistic. I've been around the block too long with PC gaming for that to be the expectation, for that to be the standard. I've just accepted that we're never gonna get that. I'm sorry, that is the reality of the situation. When you get the types of games that do run really well, that are super smooth, have a lot of options and settings, fantastic. I'll take that to the bank all day long, and I will sing that game's praises until the high heavens. But the fact is, if you're just being realistic, these publishers, these developers, you're not gonna get that regularly. If you are a PC gamer, you are fighting a losing battle if the expectation that you are going to have is that you want a high-level PC port all time. Is that what it should be, given that this game is $70? Absolutely, I agree with you on that, but realistically speaking, I am just working with what we are getting month after month, year after year, as far as these PC versions go. You are never gonna get something of high caliber every single time out the gate, or not any time in the near future, because we got Jedi Survivor, we got Last of Us Part 1, we got Forspoken, we got Wild Hearts, we got the Callisto Protocol. I can go on and on. It is game after game after game after game that is an unfortunate PC version. How we have ended up in a situation where Star Wars Jedi Survivor has a mostly negative reception on Steam, 34% positive reviews. Not only that, one of the best PlayStation games of all time gets ported to PC, mostly negative reception on Steam. How this is happening over and over again is mind-boggling to me, but going forward, you have to accept that either you are going to be one of those people that wait 6 months to a year for a game to get fully patched out, and then you're going to buy the game at a discount. And for everybody in the comment section that says they do that, yo, you are the smart one. I cannot wait. And again, thanks to EA for hooking me up with a copy of the game, but I would have bought it anyway just because I'm so excited for this game. And I'm probably just as big of a problem, big of the part of the problem, given that, you know, vote with your wallet and all that stuff. But, you know, probably if I bought it, I would have gotten a refund. I wouldn't buy this game at this stage. If you want to play it, go to EA Play Pro, $15 sign up, play through it that way. I would not be dropping $70 on it. Just because, yo, at a $70 price point, we gotta have some expectations. Look, my expectations are low when it comes to PC gaming, PC ports, PC versions. They're low, but bro, I can't go this low. I can't go Last of Us Part 1. I can't go Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I just can't. Even if the game is really good, and in the case of Last of Us Part 1, really good game. We all know Last of Us is great. Jedi Survivor, I'm loving it. I'm invested into the story right now. You know, the traversal is so great. The puzzles I thought were relatively well done so far. I'm not crazy about the puzzles. You know, I wasn't crazy about them in Jedi Fallen Order as well, but fundamentally, gameplay-wise, I think the game is really good, and it's the evolution from Jedi Fallen Order that I wanted to see, and now you're playing as Cal, who's this more mature Jedi Knight, you know? I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so, like, sorry, my terminology ain't great. He ain't a Padawan anymore, so to speak. He's a Jedi Knight now, and right out the gate, you kind of feel more empowered, but you don't feel that empowered when it dips to 25 frames per second, I'll tell you that much, so you know, a bit of a rant, just letting you guys know. Look, I appreciate EA for hooking me up with a copy of the game, and, you know, that's not gonna cloud my judgment. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this performance is good. It ain't good! And hopefully we get some patches and the game gets better and better, but man, Jedi Survivor, Last of Us Part 1, back-to-back releases. I think Last of Us actually came out. Did Last of Us come out before Resident Evil or after? But, like, whatever the case may be, back-to-back major PC releases that were just absolute train wrecks. So, very, very big bummer, but, what can you do? It's just a sad situation, especially because this was one of my most anticipated games of the year. You know, it just is what it is. It seems like this is a reality that we're gonna, sit with. And I know the PlayStation version has problems as well, but yo, the fact that people began these $1,500, I paid $1,800 for my PC when it was relevant, you know, back in 2020, late 2020. $1,500 to $1,800. I don't remember the exact number, but remember, PC parts were gouged to the heavens, graphics cards were gouged to the heavens at the time. And you know, there's people that with $2,500, $3,000 PCs that you know, you're dipping to 40 frames per second. You're getting performance that's lesser than a $500 console. A $400 console, mind you, for the digital edition of the PS5. What's going on here? But nevertheless, that's going to do it for me. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, how your experience has been thus far. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of comments being like, oh, I've been having a great time. I had a great time with Last of Us 2. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, bro. Like, good for you. Like, I'm happy for you. Enjoy the game. And I'm still going to play through it and hopefully have a good time. But, like, for those of you looking to buy the game, yeah, you want to be waiting until the patch rolls out, and or a lot of patches roll out. Like, how this keeps happening, I don't know, bro. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button, so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.